The Indians may have been right that the horses are really big dogs because they were really big, and I just wasn't really exactly sure, what they were gonna do. But I wasn't exactly too scared. I was like 4 years old or so, in about 1989, and I was always in an excited boy, and I was really interested in trying new things. So first we were waiting at our home, the trailer park, the Rose Grove Mobile Home Park, the ghetto in Forest Grove, Oregon of the United States, and I'm outside, and may have been a Sunday or a Saturday. At least that's kind of how the day felt. It was like, may have been in the evening or in the morning. This is really strange. Maybe I'm thinking about another time, or when we got home, it was the evening. It may have been the morning. It's really, really strange, but I'm out there, and I'm just like out in the street and in my front yard, and then a car comes and we hop into it, and it was the Elkines, who was it's a family that we know from our church that we go to. On Sunday you go to church to worship God, Jesus Christ, Jesus, the man in the sky, the creator and savior of everybody, and the community Baptist Church in Cornelius, which is the city near us, and we knew the Elkines, and especially I remember because I was there when my younger sister Crystal Ann Arnold was born, because my mom has to go and have her, and so she can't take care of us, so we go to the Elkins house. It was way out there in the mountains, like towards Gaston. It's out in the mountains in the forest, and it was a nice ride because I was about 4 years old, or 5 years old, because it was 1990 when my sister was born, my younger sister, and like they have these really big dogs and a really big house, and it was a nice time to be there for a few days while my sister was being born. But then before that, I think it was before that they came, and we went out there too, except not to their house, but to some like ranch, or just where there's a bunch of trees and fields and horses, and we were there, and I think my dad was there too, and we were eating, and I remember seeing my dad just eating a lot, or just the fact that he was eating, period, or maybe he was eating fast, and I was new to these things because I haven't really seen a lot of food, or probably not a lot of food around my house at that time or so. And he was eating. He had a lot of hair back then, or more hair than he does now, because hair thins over time, and now it's white, and mostly white now. It was gray, now it's white and thinning, as in balding. He's just like 62 now in the year 2013, maybe 63, because he was born in like 1950 and then adopted by the Arnold family, because originally his last name was Rasp, and his father was Peter Jr. Rasp, born in Amsterdam, Holland, of the Netherlands, and then his father was Peter Sr., born in Holland too, I think, and then his father might have been Edward, born in Germany, possibly. So it's like my father's dad, my grandfather, was born like 1908, and then his father was born like 1980 or something, and then his father, Edward Rasp, not to be confused with the Twilight series, Edward and Jacob. Who do you like more, Edward or Jacob? And Edward may have been born like 1860 in Germany, which makes me part Hollandy and Amsterdam-y and Netherlandy. Just call me Irish. Irish. Oh, nice. And what else? Maybe German? like I'm related to Hitler, and maybe I'm related just to Hitler. That makes me part like Jew or Austria or where, because he was part like Austria or Jew or something, so he kind of killed his own people when he was murdering the Jews in the Holocaust and everything. So maybe I'm part of that. So if you see me, you can KKK me and knock me up or something. But here I am, as a little boy. My dad's eating a lot. We're at like a camp or something. There's trees all around, and my dad's eating, and he has black hair because he's younger. Because this is about 20 years ago, in 1989. More than 20 years, like 24 years ago, and or so. And it was interesting, and then like people are playing the horseshoe game, where you have this like little thing like this, and you throw it, and you try to make it connect to this little stick in the ground, and you have the horseshoe, which is something you put on the feet of horses to help them run or to control them, because you know animals are dying and we're like trying to control people and animals, and we just want to dominate, which is sometimes good because the Bible says to dominate and to dominate and eat animals and stuff, but don't torture them. And I don't know, maybe sometimes horseshoes torture horses and sometimes it doesn't, but you have the horseshoe, and you throw it, and it goes to the stick, and like that, and then you did it, and you did a good job, except sometimes you're not that lucky, and you throw the horseshoe, and it goes over, and you're like really sad, and you don't know what to do, and you're just like, oh mama, I need my mommy, and then you're like, okay, so, you know, we had food out in the woods, in the wilderness, in the forest, in the jungles, with the tall trees, and animals, and monkeys, except there's no monkeys or wild animals as far as I saw, except for the tall dogs, no, horses, and they helped me up, and I'm on a horse. I can't believe I'm on a horse, can't believe I'm on a horse, can't believe I'm on a boat, can't believe I'm on a boat, oh, I'm on a horse like a boss. And they helped me, you know, walk through the meadows on a horse, and you know, I'm only like 4 years old or so. I gotta find out exactly how old I was. There has to be a way to find out, but like it was interesting, and it was kind of nice, and you know, a little scary, but I wanted to do it, and so I did it. And except I didn't actually climb up the horse. They threw me on. They just like carried me up, not literally throw me on, but that's slang for, you know, takes more time to say, yeah, they picked me up and they put me up on the horse. So people just say something like that, like they say, oh, they threw me on the horse. And sometimes they mean it like they were kind of mean, like maybe they helped the person up too fast, and it was like throwing, but not literally throwing, but it wasn't pleasant. Sometimes they're just talking in slang. They're just talking shortcut, you know, shortcuts, and you're talking shortcuts, and you're talking code, or whatever you want to call it. Sometimes it's hard to know what people mean when they say stuff, and sometimes they don't mean what they say, and it's pretty sad, but when I say I had a good time, I meant it. And it was good, and that was like my only time. No, not my only time. So there were other times I've been on horses, like, but it wasn't until I was in college. So I graduated high school when I was 19. I go off to the Word of Life Bible Institute, a college to study the Bible. So my major was Bible. It was a 2-year college, so I didn't get like an AA, Associate of Art, or an AS, Associate of Science, or a BA, a Bachelor of Arts, or a BS, a Bachelor of Science, or an MA, Masters of Art, or MS, Masters of Science, or a doctorate. You know, I haven't got any of those, and they didn't have any of those at that college, the first college I went to, but went there and I got a certificate for the first year and a diploma for the second year. It's only a 2-year college, so, you know, you stay for the first year, you get a certificate, second year you get a diploma, but they're not normal college degrees like an AA, BA, MA, all those normal degrees I don't have. I go there to the Word of Life Bible Institute, and I'm studying the Bible and studying about people and psychology and what else is there? Sociology and how to deal with people, help people, deal with people, counseling, discipleship, all these different things that are fundamentally helpful for any individual, no matter what you do in your life, no matter what kind of job you get or go after. These things are applicable. They're applicable to you and to me. So I'm studying these things, and then we learn about how to be camp counselors and work at camps, and then there's a camp at the same college during the summer, every summer, and during the winter. So I'm a counselor, like a teacher, parent, guide, supervisor, for the kids, because the kids, when they're not in school during the summer, because usually kids don't have school in the summer in most countries, they don't know what to do, and the parents send them to camp. The camp is a nice place out in the woods, in the forest, in the jungle, whatever you want to call it, where there's tall trees and meadows and fields and horses and lakes and rivers and rides and basketball, sports and games, hills, mountains, cabins, like tents, cabins, small houses. It's a nice place to stay for like a week or for the whole summer, 2 weeks, a couple days, because you're not in school and it's summer and you don't know what to do and you don't want to work, you want to have a good time, and you're only like a little kid, like you're 5 years old, anywhere between like 5 to like 18 years old. And you want to have a good time, so you go there to have, snacks, to eat, to play games, to have lessons and activities, to learn, to meet other friends, kids, adults, leaders, things, all these different things. And then they have counselors like me. We take care of the kids 24 hours a day, from Monday to Friday or Saturday, and we're there in the cabin where they sleep, and we sleep on our own bed. We don't sleep with them, and we make sure everything's okay during the night and during the day, that they're getting their medication if they're on medication, and making sure they're eating, that they don't get lost or drown in the lake, or all the different things that happen. We're basically we are their parents while they're here, and we do it for 8 weeks, and I did it for 5 years, 5 different summers and 2 different winters at different camps in New York and Oregon and California. First I was at the Word of Life Ranch, which is at the Word of Life Bible Institute in New York, and I was also at the West Coast camp, that is the Word of Life West Coast camp, that I actually went to as a camper from 1999 to 2003, so like, what is that, 4 different years, 4 or 5, 4 years, and then I was a counselor there in the summer of 2005, and also working at the ranch, the Word of Life Ranch at the Word of Life Bible Institute in Pottersville, New York, which is near Schroon Lake by about 15 minutes or 15 miles, and about an hour from the Albany, which is it the capital of New York, Albany? And they have an airport in Albany where I landed in 2004 after I graduated. Like 2 weeks after I graduated high school, I went to New York to work in the food prep there to help out with the camp. But I wasn't a counselor, I was just helping with the food preparation, assisting the cook, and during that summer of 2004, and then I started going to the college in the fall of 2004, and then a counselor in January and February and March of 2005, and then back and being a counselor at the ranch in the summer of 2005, and at the West Coast camp in Northern California, very close to the top, and like near the Redwood Forest, maybe, I don't know, maybe Redwood Forest. And then also working, I worked for the ranch for 2 2005 and 2006, and for the snow camp in the winter, January to March, for 2005 and 2006, and the ranch 2005 and 2006 at the Word of Life Bible Institute in New York, Pottersville, New York. And then, oh, so excited! And then at the Salvation Army camp, the Camp Corotly of Trestle Glen, as a wilderness counselor. So they have the normal camp for the younger kids at the main camp, and they live in the cabins. And then they started a new one. It was the first year, and I was a part of it. And there was two female counselors, and two male counselors, including me, Jeff Walters, Monster, and Fiona. I can only remember their camp names. Jeff Walters, which I can't remember his camp name. And the Monster, Caitlin Wood, and Fiona. Fiona, what was her name? What's Fiona's real name? What is her name? Can't think of it. And then the head director, Michael Kurtz, which I really like the name Michael. All the cool people are named Michael. Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, Michael W. Smith, Michael Collins. And the director, who became and is one of my best friends, Michael Kurtz, and his brother, Matt Kurtz, who ended up marrying Fiona. So I was a wilderness counselor for 2 summers in Boring, Oregon, which is like an hour from Portland, Oregon, out in the country and forest. And that was really excited, and in many ways more exciting than my 2 previous years working in New York and California at the Word of Life camps. Even though Word of Life, like, they have more exciting and bigger, like, slides and lakes and horses and things like that, it was still really interesting work at the Salvation Army camp for 2 summers, and then a 3rd summer at another Salvation Army camp in Scotts Valley. My middle name is Scott, Joseph Scott Arnold, born on a Monday, the 11th of February, 1985. That's the 2nd month, but not in the lunar calendar, because we don't go by the lunar calendar. Yeah, we don't want to. Chinese people, Vietnamese people, we love them, but we're not going to go by the lunar calendar. So I was born on the 11th. That's 1-1. That's, what's that? Muy bon. Muy bon. Trying to say 11 in Vietnamese. Muy bon. It's kind of hard to talk in Vietnamese. Never mind. I'll just talk in English. I'm already talking enough. It'll take twice as much time to translate everything. And I'm going on too many rabbit trails, but I like rabbits, but I like horses more. And this video is just about me and my first time on a horse. That's all this video is about. So why are you talking about other things? Because I like to talk about other things. Okay? So, what was I saying? Man. I was a counselor at Word of Life camps in New York, in California, and then at Salvation Army camps in Oregon, and then California, in Scotts Valley, which is like an hour or less from San Jose, and also like an hour or more from San Francisco, and we went there one time. And so I worked at Word of Life camps in New York and California, 2005 and 2006, during the summers and winters, and then the Salvation Army camp, 2007, 2008 in Oregon, Boring, Oregon. Oh, it's so boring. How could not so boring after all. Not so boring after all. The city is called Boring, a really small city called Boring, Oregon. 2005, 2006, then 2007, 2008, then 2010 at a Salvation Army camp in Scotts Valley, California, like an hour or so, like south of San Francisco, and even closer to San Jose. And went to San Jose to the beach, the ocean, the Pacific Ocean and stuff, to hang out and stuff a few times, and and I was like a relief counselor and also in program staff and working in skits and stuff with different people, including the farmer Hannah. So, so I was a counselor. I say all this to say you can forget about all that if you're still watching. And remember this. Remember that when I was about 4 years old, we went out into the woods, and I had my first time on a horse. And then I don't think I've ever was on a horse again until I was a counselor in New York for Word of Life, and they have horses, and you let the kids, you let the campers, go on the horses, and as an activity to learn how to ride a horse and have some fun. And I may have been on a horse a few times around then, but I don't think I was on a horse any other time besides when I was like 4 years old and somewhere around 19 and 22 years old or something. And that was like the only time ever. That was kind of sad. I don't know what to say. But, oh yeah, so other day I saw some horses down on the street in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, just a couple days ago. So right now it's the 11th of September, a Wednesday, 2013. So, like, Sunday. So what day was Sunday? Let me look on my trusty calendar, see what time that was. What was it? Sunday. Huh. Sunday was the 8th. So on the 8th, Sunday, the 8th of September 2013, I was riding my bicycle because I was going to a cafe in the morning. They have a English club at Liz Coffee in Fuyang district, which is near the Kupap district and District 3 and the Bintan district. So I go to the Fuyang district, to a cafe, to a Liz Cafe, to where there's an English club from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. every Sunday. That's what the sign says. Nobody shows up. I'm there watching TV shows on my computer, on my laptop. They don't have any couches or sofas, so hard seats, wood seats, and I don't like that. But I stay there all day until like 8, about 8:30, and then I start going home in District 12, where I live now. And I'm going through Gopap district, going down this one big road that turns into Toki or Tokai. It merges into Toki. In other words, Toki, the street, the road called Tokai or Toki, goes over an overpass, sprays over the highway, the main highway that goes all the way up to Hanoi in North Vietnam. That highway, the one and only big, giant highway. There's an overpass, so Tokai goes over an overpass over that highway, and then goes over a river to go over a river. So there's 2 bridges, and then it merges and turns into this other street called like Wang was it Wangkong? I don't know. But I was on that street, I think, and there was a horse. And then later there was another horse. And actually, I think it might have been on another street. And I saw a horse, and then later on I saw another horse, and like a guy on his motorbike was just leading the horse on with a rope that he was holding that was tied to the neck of the horse. And the horse was going with the motorbike guy, and I don't know where they were going, but just like the first time I saw a horse in Saigon, in Ho Chi Minh City, or in all of Vietnam, I think. I don't think like, I did go to Cambodia in August to, what did I do? Oh yeah, get a new visa. I was only there for like a few hours, just like for a day, in Cambodia, to get a new border stamp onto my passport and a new visa that only lasts for a month. And now I'm getting a 3-month visa, but I don't know if I actually saw horses in Cambodia. I saw different animals, but I don't always know what animals they are. And I saw a bunch of elephant statues, because they like elephants, because elephants are something important about it. And somebody told me about it, but I kind of forgot what was significant about the horses. I mean, they're elephants. But I didn't read them. Because I'm not John Wayne. You know, a cowboy.